Okay, so the next animal we're going to talk about are pigs. Pigs are extremely social and intelligent animals. In a natural setting, they will form small groups with mothers and children. They can learn tricks and be taught to play simple video games where they control the joystick with their snouts. When the smaller varieties live with people, they are very friendly and loving towards their human companions. The intelligence of different animals is impossible to quantify and objectively compare. Different animals process things differently, and there are many different categories of intelligence. Yet, in the areas I described, pigs show even more intelligence than dogs, yet we do things to them which we would never want to see done to a dog. I mean, we still have industries in America that do similar things to dogs that I'm about to be describe being done to pigs, but that's besides the point. Pigs are very sensitive to heat and can't sweat, so their environments have to be carefully controlled for temperature, either through ventilation or by dripping water into their environment. Pigs naturally want soil under their feet and are more comfortable when they have straw to lie on. They receive neither. Pigs are supposed to cool off by rolling in the mud. They're given a hard floor to lie down on instead. Female pigs are kept perpetually pregnant. They naturally are supposed to spend 13 to 17 weeks nursing their young. As soon as they give birth, they're given 2 to 3 weeks, then immediately impregnated again. 15% of their babies will die before they're sent away to be fattened up for food, and as usual, it isn't profitable to keep the male animals around, so artificial insemination is used. The female, on account of her sex, is viewed by the industry as a baby creation machine. The sows, kept perpetually pregnant, are moved to a sow stall or gestation crate. They are pregnant, forced to lay on the hard floor, and their legs become crippled as a result. They have no room to move around. Each time a female pig is reimpregnated, she is tied to a crude metal device known as by the industry as a rape rack. For the animals, the experience is painful and terrifying. Cows are impregnated until their bodies can't take it anymore, and then after that, they're killed. But for pigs, it's different. The problem isn't that her body can't take it anymore, but each time a pig is impregnated, she becomes less fertile. Once the pig isn't fertile enough anymore, she's taken away and killed. Now, these stalls save the industry a lot of money, but have raised a lot of alarms for animal welfare. The conditions of these stalls are so horrible that they've even been outlawed in two American states, the states of Florida and Arizona. Unusual for a country that lacks even the most basic animal welfare laws compared to the rest of the world. On the other hand, the welfare laws that the rest of the world have are pitiful and nothing to brag about. So stalls have been outlawed in the UK, a country renowned for its better treatment of animals. Large companies, perhaps to salvage their image, have talked of plans to quit using these stalls, although investigations of the building show that they have no intention of actually doing this and that the stalls are still widely used. It's not like they have an incentive to get rid of the stalls. In the stalls, the female pigs can't move or turn around. They're sometimes chained. The floor is slanted downwards, which causes injuries. Out of frustration and boredom, the pigs neurotically bite on the bars of their cages, which causes tooth injuries and mouth sores. Unlike other animals forced to sleep in their own urine and feces, the industry attempts to pump some of the excrement out of their cages. This is because pigs produce so much of it. About 13 pounds a day, 4,000 pounds a year, and we're breeding millions of these animals every year to satisfy human demand. And when they release feces, they have to be pumped away. This waste comes in contact with workers, local residents, and contaminates our water. The pigs still sleep in their own feces, don't get me wrong, and it still causes ammonia to build up, and the gas burns the lungs and eyes of both the workers and the animals. It is eventually pumped out of the cage, but a lot has to build up first. As per usual, the pigs are fed a special grain meal combined with soybeans. Low quality meat and bone meal is added. Due to filthy conditions and close proximity to one another, the animals have a lot of diseases. These diseases have the potential to spread quickly. The types of diseases bred on these farms obviously affect the animals, but also are at high risk of causing an outbreak in humans. To control the spread, antibiotics are added to the pig's food, which make their way into human customers. After the piglets are separated from their mothers, they're sent to live in overcrowded pens. The floors are made of wire mesh, metal, or fiberglass. The conditions cause the animals to experience so much stress that the pigs start to become aggressive. They will bite each other's tails, and if the animal tastes blood, this causes them to go into a frenzy. Both the mothers and piglets sometimes resort to cannibalism. That behavior is not natural and is extremely abnormal for such friendly and social animals. This is like if a group of humans living in prison went insane and started eating each other. These animals have their tails cut off and pieces of their teeth chipped away to prevent tail biting, not out of concern for the animals, but because a corpse with bite marks is less profitable. Notches of the ears are removed so the owners can identify their property. The animals are castrated. All of this is done without painkillers. Um, the two methods either involve opening the scrotum and tearing the cord in between the testicles, or tying a rubber band and waiting several weeks for the testicles to rot and fall off. And again, this is done with no painkiller. There's no incentive to use any. Very few males are kept around because they're not profitable, but the ones kept are castrated early to prevent male hormones from tainting the meat. The animals are sent away to be slaughtered when they're only 6 months old. Pigs naturally are supposed to live to be 10 or 20. A lot of people at these jobs quit, so workers are new and inexperienced. Many animals have to be butchered quickly, so they're often slaughtered improperly. The animals are supposed to be stunned before they're killed, but they're often not. It's possible that even when the animals are stunned, they feel pain, but they just can't move, and the animals struggle while being hung upside down. Their throats are cut. The ones whom the blades missed are dunked in a scalding tank and boiled alive.